Hey guys, it's Brooklyn Lou the Skeptic, former evangelical, now turned atheist. And I want to tell you today that I am so much more happier and mentally stable as an atheist than when I was an evangelical Christian. You see, atheism has helped me in my life, and it's a net positive for me personally. And one of the reasons that is because when I was a Christian, I was often very confused mentally. And you know why that is? Because I always had to consider what a God thought and what a God was doing. And I spent so many hours praying to that God and wondering, what exactly did he have in mind for me? You see, my life wasn't my own. It was God's life. And that is not self-empowering. And it's not a healthy way to look at life or your own mental processes. Now, as an atheist, I take full responsibility for my life and my decisions, and it's so much more simple, and I have so much more clarity because it's me who is making decisions. It's me who is creating my own life. And it's not being governed by a God in the sky. Thank goodness I'm an atheist because I am so much more happier now. I get to give myself credit for accomplishments that I may have. As a Christian, I never gave myself credit for anything. You see, it was always God who would get the credit for anything good that I did. See, I was incapable of actually doing good, but God can do good using me as a vessel, but it never was me. Now I get to take credit for my own accomplishments, and it feels good. It's a wonderful thing to do something good and give yourself a pat on the back. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. I also now take full responsibility for bad things that I may do. There's no gods, no devils, no demons, no angels. So it is me. I am responsible for anything bad that I do. And I must look at myself and make changes. And that's also a positive thing. I don't get to deflect the blame for something bad I do. And I don't get to blame a devil or demonic influence or spirits floating around in the universe. It's me. I can determine things in my own life. And if I do something wrong, I am forced to take full responsibility. And that's a good thing. I am more self-empowered. Now, I get to know myself better because I see myself as having human agency. Human agency. Something that when I was a Christian wasn't really there. You see, now I have the ability to create personal meaning in my life. And I don't have to look to a God or a religion to give me a purpose. This is self-empowering and far more exciting than the idea that my entire purpose in life is to worship a God and to do as the God says. That's just downright boring. And there's no excitement in that for me. The Christian idea that I only have value because a God gives me a value is a horrible concept. The thought that I must cling to a God and beg a God and plead with a God to give me purpose, or else he will hurt me. You see, if I don't do what the God says, he will actually hurt me. What a horrible thought. How could someone be happy with the thought that a God is looking for any reason to hurt you? Man, I don't ever want to go back there. This is not conducive to well-being. A God can ultimately decide he doesn't like what you're thinking, and he can actually sentence you to hell for eternal torment forever. What a debilitating thought. It's like being in an abusive relationship, but with an undetectable being. He's not even real, and yet he has this control over your life. Now, I like to have freedom of thought. As an atheist, I have complete freedom to think about whatever I want to think about. And that makes me a happier person, a more secure person. In Christianity, there are entire subjects that are frowned upon and that are considered taboo. Your thoughts are always being examined by a God who can get very upset about your even thinking about those things. He could be mad at you for thinking things. There's no privacy in Christianity. None. There is always someone else examining your thoughts. This alone is like being in a mental prison. And I never want to go back there. Autonomy. It's a big thing. Now, as an atheist, I am self-governed and free to create my own life philosophy. I have my own world view, as Christians would say. My worldview is my own, and that's empowering. I trust my own thoughts, and I live free. I'm free to think for myself, and I'm a much happier, more mentally stable and secure individual than when I was a Christian. So today, I want to encourage anyone who may be watching this. You can be yourself. You could be comfortable with your own thoughts. You do not have to be frightened of your thoughts being examined by an undetectable being. And you're free and empowered to be the best you can be. And you can rejoice and be happy with being yourself because you are good enough, regardless of what Christianity may tell you. You are good enough, folks. Have a good day.